no, don't tell me that. Sometimes I just want to take a flight back home, and
Yes.
I am scared. I'm scared for that situation right now.
Yes.
For us, it's like I am
Yes.
here like lonely,
Mm.
like not seeing what will happen, and I start to feel like quite desperate, and it's like, oh, I cannot wait more for, because the borders don't will open, the situation that will get better in a while. So I
Yeah.
just like losing my hope, and it's like I can continue working from my home and be with my family and my friends and everything. And sometimes it's like, no, Gali, you can go to work in a refugee with animals, and you can wait without COVID, and it's really
Yes.
hard situation.
But he's good. He told me he's good. It's only with headache and flu maybe, and it's not the COVID is not strong
In
in
young
his
people,
body. So
yeah, but also in young people, like the hardest part is in the oldest one.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But
Okay.
today was a really bad day. In front of my house, I can read the document today because in front of my
No worries.
house in the building in the street
Building?
kill in the
Yeah.
building in front of the building kill a lawyer, a very famous lawyer here in Ecuador. um, his name was what the name was the nickname he was Hulk Mena. uh, he was a really famous lawyer in criminal law. He was lawyer of Jorge Glass, the vice president of Ecuador, and all the case of corruption with in all the things. He was his lawyer, and he was lawyer of alias Rasquiña, one man of the band of Los Choneros. I don't know if you listen that. Is they say Los Choneros work with the cartels in Mexico here.
Oh,
So in front of my house, in the morning, maybe 9 o'clock, I have to go to the office to sign, sorry, to sign
a
some
contract.
documents, and I listened six shots. It was boom, 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 boom,
Oh my
and
God.
all the building, all the people in the building say it's a killer, it's sicario, sicario. And I see for the window, and the car crashed into the concessionary of Mercedes Benz. The car crashed after the 10 shots, I think. The sicarios, the
That is the
killers.
reality. That is the reality of all countries, right? In Colombia
Yeah.
happens all the time. Not always is like someone that you know or related, or some lawyer that you know, but like completely awful. It's
Yes,
really hard.
it was really hard. And so I go to the office, I I signed the papers, and I came back, and all the press, police was there, and I can work on until maybe 12 o'clock,
Yeah.
and I'm working right now too, so I can.
No worries, Victor. We will do this because I know that I send it like a little bit late, and for this we have issues. I will propose you that tomorrow, when we finish your lesson, you will stay with me 15 minutes later, if
Yeah.
maybe it's not a lot of troubles for you,
No.
and we will do the exercise. It's not necessary, it's like 15 pages, but I need that maybe if you can find or you can check one or two, will be like the topic of conversation.
Okay.
I always like, I love to debate or try to put that information, but I will put you like in the schedule as you assist today, because you assist today, and they are having more control with all the assistants and everything. We have a meeting and now it's like more control. If you are seeing this, now we have more control. So sounds good for you?
Yes. It's
Maybe we
good.
can stay like at 9. We stay 9 until
Yeah.
9:15, and we finish this issue.
Yes.
Okay,
It's perfect. Yes.
nice. I will send you the the Google Forms in a
Okay.
second, because today they didn't open my user in Zoom, so
Mhm.
I cannot start officially. So I will send it in that way. And thank you so much for your time. And really sorry that all this violence, we can
Yes.
see it. It's different when you see it, right? And you start
Yes.
to analyze like maybe
And
tomorrow can be my situation.
when you know, o sea, and when you know the name, because
Yeah.
he's a famous lawyer, so it's like, what?
What can I what can I
Yes.
wait my case?
I I think he was with protection, with the I don't how to say blindado el carro.
It's
I
like protection. The car has protection and
I I,
everything.
I think he has that car, but no, he stay alone, and they should. And I didn't live in a bad sector. I live in the center of the commercial zone, so it
Mm-hmm.
was really impressive for all the people, because they say in
Got
the
it.
middle town of Quito, and in the front of Mercedes Benz, and one of the sector more more exclusive sector here, and they shoot him. So it's really
Okay.
hard. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Victor, I can
Okay.
understand. So sleep well, no worries at all. We will do this session tomorrow. And
Okay.
thank you so much for your time.
Goodbye, Gali. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Rest. Nicolas, hello. Good night.
Good evening, Gali. Hello.
How is everything going? How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Everything is
ready.
going good?
Yes, thankfully.
Okay.
How about you?
Nice. I am good. Thank you so much for asking. I have like a lot of contradictions right now, because today offers me a really good job in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
And I am thinking what the hell do with my life, if I should go back or if I should stay here, or if I should, I don't know. I have like, my head is like
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Uh,
Yeah, it's really hard.
I believe you're living in Samaipata right now.
I am in Samaipata.
Okay. So that's why you're having issues with your internet and with the
Mm,
light and everything. Oh, I
yeah.
understand.
That
Yeah, it's
happened.
hard. Samaipata is
Yesterday was
far
like,
away, far
it's
away.
like, sorry, we canceled. I'm happy that I have like phone data, or that I can data, mobile data, because if not,
Mhm.
I just, you can start and wait for me, and I will never arrive. The light arrived this morning,
That's
and it's
true.
like,
That's true. Yeah, well,
yeah,
if
it's
you
just
need to
hard.
if remote job requires internet connection, you cannot do anything without.
No, nothing. But it's really
Mm.
hard, because I didn't have like this planet, this course wasn't planned. I just finished the last one day before, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it's my vacation, the vacation of my vacation. I am going. And then the other professor or the other teacher has issues, and they need it. I was like, Ali, please. And it's like, okay, but I need like 2 weeks, because I am moving and I am organizing and I have a tour and I have like everything paid. I cannot change it. And then I
Mm-hmm.
arrived to a really nice home, and as we contract, we really do everything. and just the internet were like they were fixing the internet just the day that I arrived, and they can't because they need a really special artifact for catch the signal from the town. And it's like,
Okay.
so I need to find an apartment, and now I'm here, and I don't know what will happen because I am thinking that maybe today my mind is like really disconnected about how I should understand this job offer as a signal to go back or as a signal to stay.
Mhm.
And it's really hard. It's really hard to take decisions all the
Yeah.
time.
That's true. But you should evaluate the at least in Samaipata, I believe there's no coronavirus. I believe that there's no trace of coronavirus. So you're kind of safe from the pandemic living in Samaipata. And it's a beautiful small town.
It's
So
really nice and it's really beautiful.
yeah.
Here they have like a little refugee for animals. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I go and do volunteering there, and I am taking care of animals, and that like put me out of all my work. But
Nice.
some days I just need to work so hard, like all day, because I have my processes in Colombia. But then the advantage is like I easily can disconnect myself of that world. It's like I am going and I am doing other stuff, but it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard. I am like in a huge contradiction because you start to think about money and you start to think about my quality of life can be different or better. I can improve everything. I should just take a flight. But then it's like, but when you will have the opportunity to go and go back and quit is not so easy. And then it's like restart because you have a minimum contract. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's really hard. It's really hard to take decisions.
Yeah, I can guess that. Either way, if you stay or go, Gali, you should totally visit. Now that you're in Samaipata, you should try to go to Bosque de los Helechos Gigantes. Have you
Yes,
heard about them? If
a
you have
lot.
time on the weekend, if you have time on the weekend, you should totally try to visit that place. It
Is
was one
one
of the
day trip or is 2 days trip?
Yeah, it's a 1 day trip. You just go out, you go in the morning, you spend the whole day over there, and you come before night because you're in the middle of the forest and there's no lights, there's no anything. So, but it's beautiful.
Okay.
Gali, you should, that's something, that's a unique experience you should have.
Yeah, everybody tells me that. And now I don't know what I will do because if I need to go back to Colombia, I have less than 1 week in Bolivia. So it's like I need to go to Santa Cruz
Wow.
and take a flight. So it's like everything is
Wow.
so fast. And I don't know, I am just in a huge contradiction. And I will take the decision anyway. I will continue with the lessons, maybe from my home, maybe in Bogota, maybe not. I don't have any idea about my future. Everything can change in a bit, and I am trying to be clear for
That's
see what
true.
happens. Always nothing happen as we plan it. That is something that I learned traveling and living. And it's like you can do a lot of plans with your life and everything can change in a minute. And COVID can arise and you cannot do nothing. I have like
So
everything
true.
prepared for
So
the
true.
carnival in Rio, and I never arrived. I am
Oh,
here
yeah, I can
in Samay
imagine. I
Trampa.
can. No, it's so beautiful, and the people are lovely. Are lovely. I was there
Yeah,
last. How do you say fin de año? Año nuevo.
yeah, the last New Year.
The last holidays. Yeah, on the last.
Yes, the
I spent
holidays.
my New Year's Eve
New
on the
Year's
town.
Eve.
Yeah, I
My
spent
New Year's Eve.
My New Year's Eve over there. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. It's really little. You can connect with people so easy.
So much nature, Gali. You should. I love about that about Samaipata. Oh, everything's green. You're far away from traffic, from contamination, from bad vibes. I really enjoy Samaipata.
Yeah, I completely understand you. And also they say like here is like a magical thing that makes that all the foreigners stay here. I am walking and I know easily who is not from the here. It's like German people, Italian ones, and just like, and they are living
Mhm.
here. And it's like, maybe I should do the same. Okay, I am so happy that to have that conversation. Sorry that I am like
Me too.
blurry tonight. I
Mhm.
wanted to explain to me what was the most important part that you figure out in the contract of client care. What is the thing that you need to like to put on the table and say like this is really interesting and the way that I can apply it is this one.
Mhm. Okay. Firstly, I haven't read all the contract.
No worries.
I've read
From the
it
part that
half.
you read it. No worries.
Gali, it was so hard for me to understand the reading. I had to review
Wow.
page per page because there were words that I didn't understood. I had to Google new words. I swear.
No worries. No worries. That is the learning process about.
Uh-huh.
No, it's okay.
Uh-huh.
So
So
what tell me
I know
some
half
of the
of the
parts that
document.
yeah. I can send it to you right now.
Okay, great. Well,
Or
what I
I
think
can
it's
share. Okay, what
okay.
you think? What do you think? And then we start to move from that.
Okay. So, what I understood about this contract, and I can compare it, uh, what we have, what we have it in Bolivia is una iguala profesional. I don't know
Ujú.
if you have that in Colombia.
Dime qué significa y de pronto te digo.
So it's a base document that explains to your client your obligations, your charges as a lawyer, how many you're going to charge, and basically what are the expectations on the client and lawyer relationship, right?
En Colombia lo llamamos contrato de prestación de servicios profesionales.
Okay,
Es
great.
como solamente el contrato y ahí metemos las mismas cláusulas. But when we are talking in English and we were talking as you saw maybe in the top, I take the example of one of the huge law firms and they use
Mhm.
it because they need an special proceeding. We'll start to move in all this speaking call and tomorrow a little bit to discuss some of the most important clauses when we are talking about client care protection, when we need to protect all our clients and to have all clear in our policies just for protect the law firm. And at some point, we need to defend ourselves as a lawyer or as a partner or as associate. We can have like all the tools to prove to the judge that we act in a correct way. We have like list with with each one of these clauses. We have a list about how we need to go depending of the client and depending of the situation and how we need to take or prove different things, right? So it's
Mhm.
always so useful. If you want, I can put it here. Some of the parts that I really want that you have it clear. When we are talking about some client care protection, voy a
Mhm.
compartir pantalla. Porque aquí, o sea, cuando no creo que llegue todavía quien viene.
Okay.
Compartir pantalla, aquí. Listo. Entonces, una de las partes más, one of the parts that are more relevant in this kind of cases is like always at the bottom here is the, just for the place that I take it and all the IP law, and I take it from Thompson and Banks. And they show at the bottom all the data proceedings, general data protection regulations. Of course, that they are inspired depending of the a place where the law firm belongs, all right? But we use it all the time for understand and inspire our own contract. When we talk about context in Colombia or in other countries, this data protection is never on the client care contract. And I guess that is something
Okay.
that we need to learn from this. These general data protection files will be always added to the contract that we create with our client. Also, when we go to the top, we have this part that is when we are talking about our commission or salary or the part that we are taking in a process. It's so important that we explain to the client how we are doing that calculate. And this is something that I hope that you have the time to check it when you have the opportunity and you can analyze all this content because it will be so useful for you and your career, and you can inspire your own contracts. You can take ideas for your own law firm or for the way that are you working. And it's so useful to understand how works the audit rate, how works the percentage, and if we have a fixed fee or if we are talking about litigation. Everything changed. But also, if we didn't put this information, we are going in a bad practice because they need to understand as a client why I should pay X amount of money for one proceeding. And it's really important to creating our profession, the custom about how we prove to our clients that we really invest a lot of time doing something. The last time that I do a lawsuit takes me 2 days complete, and basically how I had to do it in rush. I didn't take time almost for eat. I was eating like this, and that needs to be paid. So if you ask me, that is the most important part for me, and I want to show you. Now, if you want to that I move the document until the place that you read, and we can start to have the conversation from there, will be so useful also.
Okay. Yeah, I've read this part. I've read it until page 6 or 7. So
Okay.
I have I have a little oversight of what we're speaking right now.
What other part do you found really interesting in this part? We always talk about money
Okay.
in the first part, but tell me, what other special clause or what other part did you find really interesting?
At the beginning, they state an engagement letter. So I wanted to ask you, is the engagement letter the same as the same document as the contract, or
No.
they are individual documents?
Yeah, they are. Maybe depend of the process that are you taking. But at some points, the engagement letter redacts like all the clauses that will be included in the contract. And then in the engagement, you make the date or the appointment to sing out or to fill it out the contract. All right.
Okay.
But the first one, the engagement, you can change it. And if you put it in the clauses that is like not possible that you create any kind of change, then happens, it's like the rules that what the people agree is the rule for the parties. But in the most of the time, in the most common way, we can do the similar as. Es como una promesa de compraventa y el contrato de compraventa. Quiero que hagas ese símil en la compraventa.
Okay.
Ese engagement letter es como te agarro, estas van a ser las cláusulas, este es my proposal. And then we can discuss about it. And if we are agree, we move from there to the contract. In some countries, like United Kingdom, they call it the same. The engagement letter is the same contract, right? And in Colombia, for example, si nosotros creamos un contrato de prestación de servicios, nosotros no tenemos como un borrador de contrato. No, tenemos una negociación, podemos hablar por teléfono, podemos mandarnos correos electrónicos. Cuando nos sentamos a ya discutir la parte final, firmamos el contrato. Pero en nuestra jerga podríamos decir that we are discussing, we are trying to apply the engagement clauses, right?
Okay.
Even if we are doing in other area that is not a document, even if we are doing like via WhatsApp or email, or we are just calling them to our clients. So yeah, that is your answer.
Okay. Yeah, because that's a very, very important document on the beginning stance with your client, right? Do you know the show Suits on Netflix?
Yeah, yeah, I
So
saw it.
in
I saw it in
Suits,
my last exams, like in the final career, when everybody
uh-huh.
is like just annoyed, I was like seeing serious.
And I remember in the first episodes they try to explain the new guy what engagement letter is, and I remember, and they tell him that basically the engagement letter is a document that prevents your client to sue you. How accurate is that statement?
Yeah, we need to, yeah, we need to understand that that is so related with the topics that we are seeing tonight. All this client care protection is not just a document. As I show you, we can have a lot of instruments that can help to the client care. If I tell to my client, hey, I am working 20 hours per week, and this is the order rate that I will charge you. You need to pay to this bank account before this date, and I will
Mm-hmm.
have your concept for this date in your email. I am give them all the step by step how I will create the work, or how I will do my work, and then that will give you security to my client. If at some point of this step by step I fail, I will give them. Sorry that it's a little cat. Sorry, if I have movement here, ignore it. Um,
Okay.
so if you have this step by step, and at some point you made a mistake, you give to the client all the tools and all the instruments to sue you. But also, if you create so good your engagement letter, and you create so good your duties, your obligations, your responsibilities, at some point or in what point you won't have an obligation, and if something's go wrong, that will be also the document that will show to the judge, hey, I am protected because I explained the risk, for example, to my client. And that is a client care
Okay.
policies. So if you are doing a negotiation, if you are talking with your client, you need to explain that. It's like, my secretary or from the law firm, we want to put in your hands, or depending if it's general, or a client care program, protection, contract, data, document. Because it's important for us that you understand how works our policies, how we work as a law firm, how we will manage our hourly rate or our money, how we will manage all our duties, all the responsibilities, how we'll manage all the taxes, how we'll manage your personal information. And then from that, you can read it and do all the questions that you need to do for have like perfect communication. And then at some point, of course, that protects the client at the beginning. But if you do really good your job, this is protecting you, because you are putting
Mhm.
all the rules and all the risks and all the duties. That is in the document that I sent you, like where you will take responsibility, where not. And of course, remember that we don't have the capacity to promise impossible things. If it didn't work, it didn't work. If maybe the judge thinks different and they don't give us, I don't know, the thing that we were looking for, or they give us less money, or less, I don't know, prerogative or documents, whatever, depending on the situation. And if
Mhm.
they didn't do it in a way, we have how to explain to the client that we tell them that from the beginning. It's a
Okay.
document. So that
Yeah.
is the importance of this
Mhm.
matter.
And it also enforces our client to give us all the tools that we need to give them a legal advice. I mean,
Yeah.
they give, firstly they gotta tell us the truth, right? Because so many problems when even the client lies or half lies they're lawyers, right? That's one situation. Give us all the documents that we need to make a survey, and I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that
Yeah,
our client has to give the law firm, so the law firm can operate in con todos los requerimientos, no?
with all the
With all
requirements.
the requirements.
Yeah, this is so important what you say, and you will find it in one clause of this contract. And is if I have the term to present all the proofs, for example, until tomorrow, and I do all the step by step to catch all the proofs, and just my client didn't cooperate, the result of the process can change. And if that result is different because of that proofs, I can show to my client that it's not for fault as a law firm, or it's not the fault of the lawyer, of the responsible, because they need to cooperate. And if they didn't, we cannot take responsibility that don't belongs to us. And this is included in the data client care contract. And in all the client care proceedings, almost in the all law firms, they have it. You can think, give me a second. Hello, sorry. I was telling you that that gives you all the skills and all the tools to defend yourself, to defend your client, and to change completely the responsibility in one of these cases. Because what happens if they need to send all the proofs at one time and you cannot present it? That can be bad lawyering also at some point. Because if the judge says that it's a fault or it's your fault, you need to defend yourself in one of these cases, right? So yeah, you will that you will find it in the contract that I sent to you. Read it when you have time, inspire yourself, change, maybe try to put a little bit in your engagement letters, try to put a little bit about maybe how you can improve your own contract if you work on litigation. That will help. And yeah, I hope that we can discuss a little bit about this tomorrow night. Thank you so much for your time. I guess that the next one is today won't arrive because I just take all the time. And I see you tomorrow. Have a good night. I will
Thank
send
you
you
very much.
the survey. I will send it
Via, oh, okay, via WhatsApp.
in a bit.
Okay, Gali.
Okay.
Nice
Have a
talk
good
to
night.
you.
Yeah, same.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.